Okay, so here's the thing. I was debating whether or not to make this video because I know of the controversy surrounding My Little Pony, especially having been subjugated to it myself. But I eventually decided that I really didn't want to spend time watching a new show, and I wanted to just make a video, so here we go. Now, I'm almost certain that the majority of people watching this don't care about anything other than the newest series, Friendship is Magic. But that's not how we do things here. So I watched the My Little Pony, the movie, from back in 1986. Yes, I had to for this video. I really didn't want to, but when I heard that Danny DeVito voiced in this movie, you know I had to watch it. And let me tell you, it was the longest hour of my life. It starts off with a baby pony being chastised for misbehaving, and then the baby pony decides to run away from a home. Then you have witches trying to ruin the pony's happiness, and so they make the schmooze. And then they introduce Megan and her siblings in order to get help and stop the schmooze. There's literally 3 subplots happening during this whole movie, and the most interesting was watching the witches. There's no real character development, and you can take out giant chunks of the movie, and it would actually flow better. This movie is really bad, and I'm shocked at how this could inspire anyone to adapt it for modern television. It's the 80s, so the best assumption would be that it was made to sell toys, and given how many creatures and castles there were, that would be perfect for selling to children. I get the impression that's the whole goal of the movie. There was a TV series, but there's no way I'm going to suffer through that after suffering through the movie. So let's skip to the good part where Lauren Faust adapts the show for modern day television. Apparently, Lauren Faust was trying to pitch her own show, but Hasbro was all like, nah, you should develop our My Little Pony line. Did you see what Michael Bay did with Transformers? It'd be pretty sweet if you could do that for My Little Pony. And eventually Lauren Faust decided that she'd do it, and not make it an absolute train wreck like the original series was.
I wanted to have a show about 6 characters, 6 girls, 6 ponies, who were friends with one another.
And by golly, it's actually good. Of course, she's not the only one who worked on the adaptation, but she's credited in every episode, so she gets all the glory. And in 2010, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic began airing. And the weirdest thing happened. It didn't just appeal to little girls, like it was supposed to. It also appealed to adult men. But why? How could this happen? Did Hasbro and Lauren Faust mess something up?
The next thing I know, I was kind of leaning forward into my monitor and I was like, this show's amazing.
Well, it was kind of a collage of a lot of things happening. You see, during this time period, there was an exploration of gender fluidity and transgenders making themselves more known, and really people started to think, wait, what is gender? And so guys started exploring girl things, and girls started exploring guy things. Then apparently, on 4chan of all places, people were talking about the show. Then someone talked about how bad the show is, and that angered the people of 4chan, so they became very vocal, and then this whole kerfuffle started. The guys exploring girly franchises heard the 4chan cry, and then they said, hey wait, this show is actually pretty good. And that's how you got 21-year-old guys watching My Little Pony. Really, this is an extremely truncated version of what happened, but it doesn't really matter. The thing is, there was still a lot of people who had the mindset of guy things are for guys and girl things are for girls. And that led to people who watched My Little Pony to either be bullied or flat out harassed. There's a few documentaries that surround this entire situation, and yes, there are documentaries. And some guy got his car vandalized because he had one of the characters on one of his windows. And I don't care what situation you're in, that's not cool. Don't vandalize people's cars because they enjoy a TV show. I mean, there's a lot worse situations that would justify vandalizing someone's car. And instead of cowering away like the bullies expected, it actually made all of the people who watched My Little Pony double down. They became very vocal and kind of blew the whole thing out of proportion. and it kind of made a mess. Personally, I was already kind of more interested in TV shows more directed towards girls, because when my sister and I both got our wisdom teeth removed at the same time, in our Vicodin-induced state, there was nothing good to watch on Netflix except for the Tinkerbell movies, and that's when we found out the Tinkerbell movies are really good, and that's when I started thinking, gosh, what else is out there that I just haven't considered watching because I thought, oh, it's for girls. When My Little Pony came out, I'm like, you know what? Controversy be darned, I'm watching this, and I did, and it was enjoyable. Then I watched 7 seasons of it and got bored. People who haven't watched the show tend to ask how anybody could watch it, and the best way I can explain it is, well, you know the mind-numbing nature of Dora the Explorer where there isn't any actual story and it's kind of insulting to watch? Yeah, My Little Pony isn't like that at all. Friendship is Magic is actually good. It has character growth and some lore and world building and villains, all that stuff. It's an actual show. Of course, you can expect that the folks at Hasbro were scratching their heads trying to figure out how to properly merchandise this show, given that their demographic was now largely a bunch of adult men. Not only that, but some of those adult men were in the toy aisle buying the product that was marketed for little girls, which I personally don't understand, but I guess there wasn't a whole lot of options out there when the show started. They eventually tried diversifying, like making an ongoing comic book series that's actually not half bad. They also made a vinyl figure series of toys that added more detail and acted as more of a collectible than a toy, which was also pretty cool. You'd usually find it at places like GameStop, where adult men would be more likely to hang out at. Funko Pops were an obvious target, especially since the rounded and cutesy design of the ponies lent themselves well to the copy and paste design of the Funko Pops. And they even went so far as to license it to Kotobukiya for official anime figures, which I adore. This is right up my alley. I'll get every single one of these, and Kotobukiya is my favorite company for anime figures, so hats off to you, Hasbro. I appreciate this. Here we have not the trading card game, because there was a trading card game, but my local store did not have any. They only had the Interplay Fun Packs. So we get these. I got Series 3 and Series 4, and I only got 2 because it pains me to pay for individual packs nowadays. After so long of buying booster boxes, these are not worth $8, and I'm pretty sure the trading card game is done. It's over. It's ended. And these are also over. I mean, the most recent one that they had, Series 4, was from 2017. I didn't really do much research into this. I'm just like, hey, I want something to open up for the video. And this is what I got. Let's start off with Series 3. You know, it's, apparently in these ones you can get lenticular cards. I have no idea what that is, but we're gonna find out, maybe. So these are a lot more like baseball cards than anything else. And you have Princess Cadance and Shining Armor. And on the back you have the episode it's from, or something similar to it. The card stock is not the same, so I'm not super crazy about these kind of cards. Twilight Time, oh my, oh geez, oh man, oh no. Woo, Party of One, oh geez. Yep, that's when Pinkie Pie went unhinged. There's a lot of sideways cards. What is this? Why does this one look weird? This one looks kind of blurry, like the image. I don't get it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. There's the back. And then here's the foil/lenticular card. And the idea is that you collect several of them and it creates one big picture. And here's the, these are tattoos. These are some tattoos. It's for kids. It's for little kids. It's cute, I like it, but it's for kids. Stuff happens. Because we can't use the actual term. Because we're a kids show. Stuff happens. It's just, is this a sticker? This is a sticker. Oh my god, it's a sticker. Oh man. I might put this on something now, that's fun. And then here is the code card for some sort of sweepstakes. Feel free to take the code, I am definitely not gonna enter the sweepstakes. This is a Series 3 pack, this is from 2015. So yeah, I think it's over. I think it's over. Now Series 4. This one is cool because it says that you can find fan art cards, and if I knew that before, it ended, I would be buying a bunch of these, because fan art cards is such a good idea. Like that one, there's, I think another one is up here. Let's see if we can get a fan art card. It's probably more rare. They probably had to sign something, do some paperwork, yada yada yada. Say, hey, you can't sue us for selling your stuff. So that may be a thing, but they even changed the frame. Did they change the frame every single time? Princess Celestia, Princess Luna. There's the back in case you want to read it. I don't know if anybody really wants to read it. Oh yeah! New friends, but keep Discord. That was a good episode. I liked that one. Oh shoot, we got a fan art card. Bam! Check that out. It's actually rounded around the corner. Oh, they rounded the edges instead of keeping it, pointy. I like that. Go you guys. Here it is. Who's the artist? Who is the artist? Yepo? Yepaw? Fan art. It's a fan art card. It's good. It's a good fan art card. I wish it was foil. Should have made it foil. We have the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. I didn't really care much for that episode. It was an episode. At the Gala. This is another sweepstake. Whoa, held on. Jeezums, that is cool. Oh, ew. It's a glitter card. They just slapped glitter on it, because who needs foil? Foiling effects are too expensive. Slap some glitter on it, guys. It'll work. No, it feels just so gross. It feels so wrong. And it looks so cool, too. It looks kind of like a tarot card. We have Sugar Belly's Bakery. Yep, it's a sticker. It's a sticker. This is not as cool as stuff happens. We have our tattoo. Faster, sure, stronger, cuter. Hang on, I can read backwards. Honestly, that's what it says. This is all just because my local game store didn't have any of the TCG. I'm sorry, guys. I thought they would. There's also a tabletop RPG that was created. That was interesting. That exists. Have fun looking for that. You'd have a better chance of finding it at a comic book store than anything else if you're really interested. Then it was officially announced that My Little Pony was ending after season 9. Which was surprising. It seemed like it would go on forever given how hardcore the pony fandom was. Well, it's not like it's technically dead. There's going to be a reboot of the show sooner or later, but why the change? Why a reboot? Well, the thing is that it's been nearly a decade since Friendship is Magic released, and during the beginning, the fan base was really strong, albeit for some wrong reasons. The fan base was adamant on watching the show and buying merchandise because they felt they were standing up against the bullies who believed boy things are for boys and girl things are for girls. But now, after a constant expectation for TV shows and movies to be more progressive, the ideology isn't really that prevalent anymore. And adult men liking a show for little girls isn't actually all that weird anymore. So without the feeling of defiance against the norm, the fan base faltered. It's still there, don't get me wrong, but if Hasbro is deciding to reboot it again after it's been going strong for nearly a decade, then that means something has changed. My Little Pony certainly won't die. I mean, it's Hasbro. They're really good at keeping a franchise alive. We just have to expect a change, and as of right now, these are the supposed leaks for the designs of the next generation. But nobody knows if it's legitimate because that's how leaks work. All I hope for is that they'll keep making animated movies for theater release because I like supporting the animation industry in that way. And I didn't go over all of the seasons, and I didn't talk about Equestria Girls because My Little Pony is so large now that having an entire comprehensive review of everything that's been released would be tedious and boring, so instead I made this video focused on everything surrounding the franchise. Personally, I like Friendship is Magic, but it doesn't give me the warm fuzzies like it used to. I love the characters, but the show keeps going and going and going and going. And that tends to bore me. I like there to be a goal. I like there to be a goal that is accomplished. And I like things to end. I like a good ending. And there's not an ending yet. It just keeps on going. And I fall off of series if they just never stop. And if they decide to wrap up friendship is magic and start something new, then I'm very okay with that. It'd be a good chance for me to jump back into the series after such a long break. Also, side note, what is it with bronies making really good music? Like, I'm constantly impressed about how much good music they produce and that they keep producing.
I'm not a fan of puppeteers, but I'm a nagging fear someone else is pulling out the strings.
But that's everything I have for this video. Remember, sharing is caring. I also have a Patreon if you want to support the channel. Tell me what you think in the comments surrounding the next generation of My Little Pony and your thoughts of its future. Stay beautiful and keep playing.